Petit Verdot. In 1855, this is a place where the wines are named after the towns where they come from. And there's a river that divides the place. So there are East Bank wines, and right bank wines and left bank wines. It's not Israel and Palestine. And everything is named after the place that it comes from, but then the wines are named, they're proprietary names. They're named after either the people who grow them or the chateaux, which are these big sort of expanses of land with a big house and a winery. And so everything is very codified along these lines. And then in 1855, the French government commissioned a study to come up with the greatest wines of the region, and that was the classification, and that goes from 1 to 5, so first growth to fifth growth, and then below that are all these wines which are called Cru Bourgeois, which is basically what we're having now. So what we're going to taste is a Grave, which is a town, and it's on the left side of the river. And I'm speaking in extremely gross general terms. Grave tends to be more Cabernet Sauvignon, a little bit less Merlot, less Cabernet Franc, although that's not always the case. In this case, I imagine, do you know the cépage on this one?
Yeah, it's definitely predominantly Cab, Merlot.
I think it has the exact, it's 50, it's actually 50 Merlot, 47 Cab Sauv, 10 Cab Franc.
This region has been, it's dominated the wine trade for 150 years. And so people have a strange relationship with Bordeaux because it's always been kind of a commodity, pretty expensive, pretty sought after, very collected. So a lot of people haven't really had a chance to taste much Bordeaux. If you would have come up in the wine, come up drinking wine, say what I did, which is sort of starting in the late 70s and to the 80s, there was a lot of Bordeaux floating around. And then by the late 80s, it became this very collectible, very expensive stuff. And so it started to fall off wine lists, and you didn't see it very much. Now there's kind of a renaissance that's happening again, in the same way that there are these little independent winemakers in California or in parts of the southern hemisphere or other parts of France or Italy. It's happening in Bordeaux. And so now there might be a family who lives in Grave who's making, 5,000 cases or something. It's very affordable. So let's smell it and taste it. We'll talk about the wine, and I'll give you a little indication of this Bordeaux in general.